Greetings everyone, I am Dr. Wolf, and today I wanted to talk about how to enrich your relationship using FESP. Now, FESP stands for the financial, emotional, spiritual, and physical aspects of your relationship. And these are concepts which I believe will lead to lasting happiness in any relationship or perhaps even marriage someday. Now, I have been a proponent of the financial aspects of one's life. I mean, my career as an accountant has been going on for, 13 and a half years now. I have made many videos based on financial independence and saving towards the future and determining what is worth spending your money on. So yes, building upon your finances and financial principles is something that I deeply care about. And I believe that it is absolutely worth talking in regards to relationships because, unfortunately, the vast majority of divorces today can be traced back to issues over money. It is so very sad to see a couple fall apart because they can't agree on how to spend money or save money or anything having to do with how they control their money. So I am hoping today that I can help a few of you out there to learn that when you are seeking an enriching relationship, that you understand how important this aspect is. For example, I have stated many a time that I believe you should avoid debt like the plague. And it's rather unfortunate that not a lot of kids growing up, even high school and college age kids, understand how difficult it is to get out of a debt trap. Now, it could be something with buying a car that you really don't need to spend quite so much money on because you like the comfort and look of the car more than you actually want to get around. Or it could be that you are spending so much of your paycheck and thinking, well, I'll just put a little bit on my credit card and be able to pay it off next month. And after a year of that kind of thinking, realize this is going to take me years to pay off. How did I end up at this point? Now, put this in the aspect of a relationship where one or even both are spending more than they earn and thinking, well, I'll just put a little bit of debt on our card and be able to make ends meet for this month. And how quickly it can spiral out of control, and more importantly, how much stress it can put in a relationship, especially in a marriage. Because if you haven't set up a budget that both you and your significant other have agreed to follow, and a long-term plan on what you want to eventually save towards, you'd be surprised at how quickly things can deteriorate in one's relationship. Now, I believe that 10% of what you earn is yours to keep. If you are looking for a way to help build better saving habits, start with that. Now, one may think that, especially in a relationship or in a marriage, that the budget is so tight, how can we possibly come up with 10% of what we earn? And yes, it is going to be hard. It is going to be difficult to change your habits in little ways or in big ways in order to save that much out of every one of your paychecks. But I am trying to explain that if you put yourself through that difficult set of circumstances now, that if you build up those habits now, and more particularly, build those habits along with your significant other, that you are avoiding far greater stress long ways down the road. Because if you want to build a happy life together, this is something that a lot of people struggle with. And like I said before, it's unfortunate that there are so many divorces in the world today, and the number one issue that causes divorce is issues over money. If you can learn long before you even get into a long-term relationship what your significant other wants to do with the money they earn now, the money they earn in the future, and what you intend to do with the money you earn now and in the future. What kind of plan will the two of you make together? What will be important to you down the road? Is purchasing a car going to be most important? Is saving up for a vacation the most important? Or perhaps one day being able to buy a house together the most important? You two need to decide long before it becomes a stressful issue on what you want most out of life, how long it will take to save towards that life, and whether the stress of putting aside, say, 10% of what you earn is worth going through now, as opposed to getting into an inescapable debt trap far down the road, or in many cases, far quicker than you might realize. Avoid falling into credit cards. Avoid purchasing a car because you want comfort and you want it to look nice. And avoid spending more than you earn so that you don't have to get into credit cards or, far worse, anything like payday loans. Those are the absolute worst. If you want to build towards a happy relationship, make sure that the two of you are on the same page. And for some people, it may be that you don't want to save towards a house, but rather that you want to save towards some luxury item together. I can see that helping a relationship if it's something important to the both of you and you are willing to put that as a priority above, say, paying off student loans or getting into a house. I personally believe that getting out of debt is a tremendous step towards securing a happy future together. My lady and I decided long ago that we were going to pay off our debts. And that wasn't just student debt, it was also our home debt. Because we were that dedicated to paying off our mortgage, we were able to buy a house and pay off that house in less than 6 years. And yes, it does get hard. Yes, there are times when you wish you could do lavish vacations or buy luxury items or go out on a spending spree at the mall. There's all kinds of things that are tempting, but my lady and I now don't have any rent or mortgage or credit card debt or even car payments. We are able to use everything we earn as we see fit. And believe me when I say, removing that stress out of your relationship does wonders for long-term happiness. Now, talking about finances is something that I feel deeply passionate about. It's one of the big aspects of my career, and it's something that my lady and I thoroughly believe in. But this is only one aspect to lead to a lasting relationship. There is also the emotional, the spiritual, and the physical. And I do want to talk about those in future videos. But for now, I would very much like to hear from each of you. For anyone who has been in a relationship or in a marriage, I would very much welcome your feedback and your own experiences as a way to help inspire others from falling into similar difficulties. And until next time, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.